guys, welcome to West Palm Beach in Florida. This is the TaylorMade 2017 product launch. A whole raft of clubs from TaylorMade for 2017, really trying to build on the success of the clubs that they released last year with their M1 and their M2 clubs. So we've got lots that's new from TaylorMade. New M1, we've got new M2. We've been here at the launch event. We've had Dustin Johnson here, hitting shots, telling us about the new product. We've had John Rahm, another TaylorMade tour player, telling us a little bit about how he gets dialed into all the new equipment. But like I said, there's lots to go through. So let's get into it. First up then, I guess the best place to start is with the new M1 driver. Like I say, a very popular driver among tour players. Good success for the likes of Dustin Johnson and Jason Day. A really popular driver. Stunning looks. Head cover, nothing terribly different about this head cover than from what we've seen from the previous M1. We've just got a little bit of sort of a luminous yellow colouring on there, but that's all the main difference really. When you take it out of the head cover, you instantly notice that there is a lot that's different about this club. If you see it from there, you might not think there's that much different to the original M1, but when you look at the sole here, you can definitely tell what they've done to make this different. So much so actually, you'd think, how did they make such a successful driver so much better? And it wasn't really just like one thing that they tried to do. They actually tried to improve a whole range of different things through their use of materials and geometry, clever technology and stuff like that. I'll just touch on it briefly because we had a chat with Brian Basil, who's the head of metalwoods for TaylorMade. He's going to go into a little bit more detail, but just very briefly, they've got this new use of they've used sort of like more carbon composite on this crown. There's like 43% more. You can actually tell from the front as well, there's actually more black than there is white on the front, and by using that more lighter material, they've actually been able to make this track on the back a lot bigger, 64% bigger actually, so that's 64% more adjustability on front to back CG, so that's going to affect your ball flight, whether you want it higher or lower and stuff like that. So that's quite a significant change. Lots of other cool things about the new M1 driver, so let's take it over to Brian, who's better placed than I am to tell you all about it. Okay guys, I'm joined now by Brian Basil, who is the TaylorMade's top man when it comes to metalwoods. Obviously the 2017 product lines, got a big emphasis on the new woods, and I guess a little bit of pressure for you guys in this fact that M2 and M1 have both been so successful. You kind of set the bar really high. Yeah. Just tell us a little bit about how you thought, okay, well that was good, but we're going to make it better. How do you even do that?
Well, I mean, I guess it starts with, that's the lifeblood of what we do. That's the spirit we have at our company. Much like the tour players on tour trying to get better every day with their swings and their performance, we're trying to do the same with our equipment. And so, yeah, I mean, we had to take a different look at how we were going to do that, at the materials, at the geometry, the shaping. There's a couple places where we felt we can unlock a little bit more.
Okay, and just tell us a little bit firstly with the M1 driver, because I think instantly, if you look at the crown of the M1, your club golfers are not going to kind of notice a huge amount of difference, but you flip it to look at the sole and you start to see some of the different things that are going on there, don't you? Just tell us a little bit about how you guys have kind of used different materials to kind of squeeze out those little extra performance benefits.
Yeah, there's, on the surface, to your point, the carbon fiber on the crown looks similar, but it actually is a little bit lighter, it's a little bit thinner. It's 6 layers, it's pushed forward, it's tapered back, the looks changed a little bit. On the sole, though, to your point, that carbon toe panel is in there. It is to free up a little bit more weight, but it does a lot of other things. Because of the way we pushed it into the head, it frees up a little bit of volume to make the head a little bit larger. And then by doing that, we can make the track longer with more weight, because we freed up more, to make it more adjustable and more personalizable. Yeah, so you have more forgiveness, and you have the ability to fit player swings better than you did last year.
Yes, that's quite. I know you kind of talk about where you can squeeze power, but that's actually like 64% difference in the front to back. CG. That's quite a massive, change that you've managed to do from one product to one. You might expect that over, 3 or 4 products, but from one to the other, that's a big difference.
It's a big deal. I mean, when you're talking about a launch angle going from up 1 degree when you move from front to back, and spin going up about 300 RPMs, that's equivalent to a little bit more than a degree of loft.
Yeah.
So we're moving the CG a bunch, and you know, as a golfer, if you like the way it looks, but you want to change your flight, it's a great technology for that.
Cool. Well, have a look out when they become available to you. They're going to be available in the UK from, I think it's the 27th of January. So there'll be demo days up and down the country. Speak to your local pro, find a demo day, find a local fitter. Go through the fitting process. Because I found today, just with the shaft options, the adjustability in the M1, the 2 different types in the M2. There's so much involved in the fitting process. Don't just go and pick one up off the shelf. Go see a proper fitter, get dialed in, and you will get the best TaylorMade driver for your game. Ryan, thanks very much.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. Okay, so had a good little hitting session there, had a bit of a driver fitting there with one of the TaylorMade guys, going through TaylorMade M1. Instantly before, sort of like going into a fitting, whether am I M1 or am I M2, I previously had always leaned more towards M2s because the head was, just a little bit bigger, a little bit more confidence inspiring, and I think in the back of mind it potentially is a more of a forgiving golf club. But what I actually found, within my fitting, that the adjustability, of the M1 actually made it a better club for me than the M2. I found that with the M1 I was really able to get my spin dialed in until I was keeping it regularly in a good range between sort of like 2,500 and 300 and not going above, whereas the higher spinning M2 I was often over 3,000, and that was costing me a little bit of distance. So yeah, I think that the new M1, I got on better with this. I've gotten better with this than I did with the previous M1, just because I really went through a proper fitting, hadn't really got properly fitted into the first product, and the difference was massive. To be able to just sort of like adjust those settings, get some of that weight down into the draw position to kind of help me square that face up a little bit, and try and fight a little bit of my misses to the right, and just the overall low spin nature of the M1 is what makes it really good. And when I got that spin right, I was getting good distance to them 240, 250 yards, which that's about the maximum for me. I'm not really getting that much more than that. I do struggle with the driver. It's one of the weaknesses of my game, but being able to get that spin control, that actually gave me a lot of confidence, and I was hitting some really good shots, with the M1 driver. Ball speed 140 miles an hour, which is good when I'm swinging it sort of 98 miles an hour is pretty much what I was doing today. So yeah, really like the new M1 driver. Don't look at it black and white, that if you feel that the M1's just for better players and the M2 might be for you. It's just really doesn't matter. Look at Rory McIlroy, using M2. Tiger Woods, a lot of tour players are using M2. But if you're a player like me, who actually struggles with some kind of swing issues, and you can get that high spin, the M1 may actually be a better option for you. So I'd recommend you give that a try. But all in all, it's a stunning product. It looks absolutely fantastic. The head seems a little bit more confidence inspiring this time around as well. And fair play to TaylorMade. They have took a very successful product and they've made it better. You can get it in a 440 more compact head, or you can get it in the 460 head as well. So it's I got on really well with it, and if I was going to pick between M1 and M2, I'd definitely be going into M1. You give both a try. Post some comments below, find out what you found. If you've got any questions about the M1 and the M2 drivers, but yeah, let us know what you think about the M1. If you're a previous player and you're trying the new model, how they compare. We're going to bring you some comparison videos with our anonymous big hitter, comparing this with with the old product. But my first impressions, this is really just on a first hit basis. It's a massive thumbs up for the TaylorMade M1. Looks fantastic, works well, gets you properly dialed in, and even if you're not a very good player like me, that adjustability really does work.